girlfriend was hot like me. UFC Abu Dhabi, Reinier de Ridder versus Robert Whittaker. Really, really good card. Yeah, let's just get straight into it. Predictions. Martin Bidet versus Marcus Buchecha. I've never been high on Martin Bidet. He's kind of just a big blob, and he doesn't do well when guys are coming after him, whether it be in the striking or in the grappling. He does good when when they're both kind of at a standstill. But as far as Marcus Buchecha goes, I think he's been on the world jiu-jitsu scene for almost 20 years now. He's a multiple-time Brazilian national champion, was in the ADCC World Championship for God knows how long. His ground game's really good. His striking isn't very good, but as far as the grappling goes, I expect him to be able to almost like hunt down Martin Bidet, because Martin Bidet doesn't do good when that happens. Marcus Buchecha knows what he's good at, and in all of his fights, he tries to get what he's good at. He's not a patchy mix where he's really good at grappling, but he's not going to do anything about it. He's going to try and get to where he's good, so I expect him to get, let's see what I put. I put first round sub by basically any submission he wants. Martin Bidet isn't the type to really give up his back, so I don't see like a rear naked choke or anything, so maybe I'll go to like an arm triangle. I could see something like that, or maybe Marcus Buchecha passes his guard, gets to mount, and then takes an arm maybe, but I think it is going to happen early. Up the card, Muhammad Yahya versus Stephen Nguyen. I'm not going to take long on this. When I wrote all this down, Stephen Nguyen was a minus 200 favorite, I believe, and now he's minus 400. People are catching on to the fact that Muhammad Yahya sucks. If you look into Stephen Nguyen's fights, the way that he wins is kind of just by walking you down and taking punishment and outwilling you. And as far as Muhammad Yahya goes, one thing that I picked up on that he is terrible at, he's really bad at doing this, he'll be so far away, like not even in kickboxing range, he's way out of range, and he'll step in and lunge forward to land a knee to the body, which I think he got KO'd at one point doing that. And if Stephen Nguyen's walking you down the whole time and you get to a point where you've exited even kickboxing range and you go to throw a knee like that and Stephen Nguyen's still walking forward, he's probably going to land something. So I have Stephen Nguyen by second round TKO. I just think Muhammad Yahya is terrible. His UFC record, he's 0-2. He lost to Trevor Peek. I'm taking Stephen Nguyen by second round TKO. After that, Ibo Aslan versus Billy Elikana. This fight is very, very close in my eyes. I'm taking Ibo Aslan, and the reason I'm taking Ibo Aslan is because Billy Elikana is a middleweight. Most of his career was at middleweight, and if you remember his debut, it was on short notice against Bogdan Guskov, where Billy Elikana had Bogdan Guskov in a lot of trouble early on. He had Bogdan Guskov fighting a rear naked choke for the majority of the first round, and then you could tell that Billy Elikana kind of got out physicaled, maybe is the word, and he got really tired. I think he like adrenaline dumped himself too, but Bogdan Guskov was patient enough to just let his size win the fight for him. I don't think Billy Elikana is a light heavyweight. Ibo Aslan, I think, is going to be able to do the same thing that Bogdan Guskov did. Billy Elikana is very, very skilled, especially on the ground, but how far is that going to take you? I don't know. I'm taking Ibo Aslan. I have him by first round TKO. After that, Amanda Hebos versus Tabitha Ritchie. You know, Tabitha Ritchie has some good names on her resume, but a lot of them she's kind of just been robbing people. She had a really good performance against Jillian Robertson, which is very, very good. Her last fight against Yan Xiaonan, she kind of just got the shit kicked out of her the whole time. The story of Tabitha Ritchie's resume is always, she won a decision that she didn't deserve. Oh, she did it again. Oh, she did it again. Oh, she did it again. And every time in the build-up, it's not going to happen this time, though. And at what point do we sit back and go, maybe it is just going to keep happening? And I understand Amanda Hebos is very good and she's a veteran of the division. She's 2-4 in her last 6, man. She's dropped 2 in a row. To be fair, 2 very good competition. Rose Namajunas and Mackenzie Dern. But the time before that, Luana Pinheiro sucks. Macy Barber, I think, is very overrated and you're losing to her. And then Viviane Araujo, who just got cut. She's not beating anybody good. So I have to just expect that Tabitha Ritchie goes on another 29-28 that she probably did didn't deserve. So that's what I'm going to take. I'm going to take 29-28 Tabitha Ritchie decision. Moving on from that. Damon Blackshear versus Davy Grant. I said this recently in a video. Davy Grant's one of the more underrated fighters on the entire roster, not just at bantamweight. He's very, very good. He's powerful. His stand-up is very sharp. I love me some Davy Grant, and I'm very tempted to take him, but I am going to take Damon Blackshear. Sure, he got chinned by Montel Jackson. Before that, he arguably got robbed. In my eyes, this isn't, from my perspective, he beat Mario Batista, which is a very big deal. I mean, Mario Batista is in the top, what is he, top like 8? He's like the number 8 contender right now. A lot of people are also looking at his Cody Gibson performance, where in the first round he came out like asleep and just was getting worked for the majority of the first round, and everyone was like, what the happened to this guy? And then the second round he got a sub. I think Damon Blackshear is very, very good, and his grappling is very underrated, and he's going to have a huge edge in that. He also throws very, very good teeps to the body. His lower half, his legs are very, very long, and he can snipe you with those teeps from super far away. So I think he's going to use that very well, and he's going to use that to almost set up his takedown entries in a way. And I think that he's going to be able to get top position for the majority of the fight against Davy Grant. And Davy Grant, dude, he's getting old, man. And at one point did we say, yeah, he's probably past his days. I'm taking Damon Blackshear. I have him by probably, I'll take 30-27 decision. Moving on from that, we've got Muslim Salikov versus Carlos Leal. Carlos Leal is a steroid cheat. I mean, look at the guy. He's, how old is this guy? 31 years of age, and he is covered in acne. The dude is clearly on some shit. I don't know how we haven't tested him and he hasn't come back positive yet. People are saying, I saw Bedtime MMA. It was like, dude, he beat Alex Morono. It's not a big deal. That doesn't mean anything. And then the Renat Fakretinov fight, he got robbed, but it's Renat Fakretinov, who's just a one-round fighter. I get that, but people say finishing Alex Morono isn't impressive. Dude, he finished him quick in the first round. Alex Morono was like a blob. He wasn't really getting put away before that, early specifically. The only time it happened was to Chaos Williams 5 years ago. And Carlos Leal did it. And he throws in volume, and he doesn't headhunt. He'll rip to the body with knees. He throws elbows. He throws kicks. And Muslim Salikov is what, 42 years of age, dude? Again, at what point do we say he's past his days, dude? I'm taking Carlos Leal. I think he gets it done by first round TKO again. He comes out guns blazing too, which I don't know if that's gonna go well for Muslim Salikov, dude. You know what? I'm gonna stop talking about this. I'm taking Carlos Leal. I think he gets it done early. Next up, we've got Bryce Mitchell versus Said Nurmagomedov. Bryce Mitchell moving down to bantamweight. I really like his chances here. When you're winning grappling exchanges against guys like Ilya, and when you're able to scramble and out-muscle guys like big featherweights, you're able to win grappling exchanges and out-muscle guys at 45, and you could very easily make it to 35. I think that holds very true. He was in there with the cream of the crop. Gene Silva, Ilya Topuria, Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett's still ranked in the top 10, I think. That's a very big deal. Now we're moving down to bantamweight. He's going to have a size advantage. And Said Nurmagomedov is very, very spotty. You never know what you're getting from Said Nurmagomedov. I think Bryce Mitchell wins the scrambles here. I think there is going to be a point where Said pulls probably a guillotine on one of Bryce Mitchell's entries, because his entries kind of suck. His wrestling's very, very good, but he doesn't run the pipe sometimes, and his neck gets caught. And I mean, the Gene Silva fight, that's a little bit different because it was a ninja choke and his head was on the inside. But there is going to be a point where Said probably pulls something, and there is a moment of, oh shit, he might be done. Bryce isn't going to tap, and he'll probably roll out, or maybe he'll threaten a Von Flue or something of that nature. For the majority of the fight, I think Bryce Mitchell has top position, and he wins a decision. I think he wins a 29-28 decision. I think it's going to be a grappling fest. It's just going to be who has top control for longer. And Bryce Mitchell throws a lot of ground and pound when he does have top position, which seems to be absent from today's MMA. People are just sitting on top, not doing anything with it, and just holding control time. So I like that from Bryce Mitchell. I do enjoy watching Bryce Mitchell fight. I think he's a character. I'll take him by decision. Next up, Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. I'm taking Bogdan Guskov for one sole reason, and there's nothing that you can tell me that will change my mind. You got flatline stiff KO'd legitimately 2 or 3 months ago. Just hopped right back into a training camp, and you're fighting a guy who's on a heater, isn't he? The only person he lost to was Volkan Oezdemir in the last 4 years. What are we doing? You can't just hop back into a training camp after getting stiff KO'd. Look at Volk. That's the best example. That's the example that everyone turns to. And I like Nikita Krylov. I think he's very underrated. You can't just hop back into into a training camp after he got KO'd and didn't get up for like 5 minutes. Like they borderline had to take him out on a stretcher. He was so out cold. He got the McGregor left hand from Dominic Reyes, went to the hospital, got discharged from the hospital, and was like, all right, let's get into a fight camp. I can't pick someone that does that. I can't. So I have Nikita Krylov. I have Bogdan Guskov by KO at some point. I put second or third round. I mean, what are we doing? Next up, Asuan Mabayev versus Jose Ochoa. I think Jose Ochoa is really good, dude. He won me over in his last fight. I thought that his performance against Lona Kavanaugh was very fluky, to say the least. He beat the shit out of Cody Durden. And Loner Kavanaugh's looked at as kind of the dark horse to be a top 5 prospect at some point. And he went to war with them. And I think Asuan Mabayev coming off the Manel Kopp TKO, I think that he was handedly losing that fight, even before the eye pokes and all that stuff. I think Jose Ochoa is really sharp, dude. I'm taking Jose Ochoa, and he's a shoot-a-box guy. People who know me know that I'm a very, very big believer in the shoot-box guys, even though I probably shouldn't be. I'm taking Jose Ochoa. I think that he wins it by third round TKO. I think it's going to be a story of he's winning handedly throughout the whole fight. The pace is just going to catch up to Almabayev. He's going to get put away. I'm taking Jose Ochoa. Next up, Shara Magomedov versus Marc-Andre Barrio. I'm taking Shara Magomedov. I'm not going to break this down. Marc-Andre Barrio didn't he KO'd like Bruno Silva with an elbow in his last fight? Yeah, dude. I mean, and then before that, he's on a 3-fight losing streak and got stiff KO in the 2 before that. I mean, bro. Shara Magomedov is an industry plant. They just give him, like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm taking Shara Magomedov by way of second round TKO. I'm not breaking this down. Moving on. Co-main event, my main event. Not to say that I'm not excited for the main event, because I am. Petr Yan versus Marcus McGee. Petr Yan's one of my favorite fighters ever. Actually, speaking of which, I have a list of my favorite fighters ever. I think he's number 3. Marcus McGee, for people who don't know, he trains out of the MMA lab with Sean O'Malley, which is a plus. I think that guys who train out of that gym are very, very skilled. The way that Marcus McGee defends kicks is he'll step back and switch his stance. The thing that I think plays into Petr Yan's hands with this, because Petr Yan throws a lot of body kicks. He has a mean switch kick to the body. Marcus McGee steps completely out of range, and he doesn't get hit by a lot of body kicks because he steps completely out. The problem with that is when Petr Yan throws strikes, he's not throwing it to just throw the one strike and see if it lands. He's throwing the one strike to set up the next one, and that next one is setting up that next one and the next one and the next one. And he throws punches in like 5-6 punch combination. He'll throw spinning attacks off of it too. So when Marcus McGee steps back out of range to avoid a body kick, or to even step out of the way of like an overhand or something like that, I think Petr Yan's going to work off of that. Say he throws a kick to the body and Marcus McGee steps back. And now Petr Yan, he misses the kick and his right leg comes forward. He now looks like he's out of position. And Marcus McGee might think, oh, I'm good. Let me fire some at him. And then a spinning back fist comes because Petr Yan's perfectly set up to throw that spinning back fist. It's shit like that I think is going to get Marcus McGee in trouble. And I think Marcus McGee's really good. I am a little bit worried that Petr Yan takes too much time to get going, because that has been a story in his career, especially with the Aljo fight. We were worried that it was going to happen with Song Yadong, which it almost did. I think Petr Yan loses the first round, and I think Marcus McGee's walking forward. He's landing very good shots. I think Petr Yan is going to be able to work off of feints and strikes as the fight goes, and even get takedowns. Even though the MMA lab, they are notoriously known for having very good takedown defense and all that, it's Petr Yan, man. I mean, he's so good. I could go on about Petr Yan all day long. I have Petr Yan by decision, 29-28. I think he loses the first round, and then the second and third are dominant, clear Petr Yan rounds. Next up, Robert Whittaker versus Reinier de Ridder. I'm taking de Ridder for a few reasons. The main reason, the ways that Whittaker does well, so to say, is when he's in like a tit for tat, like the fights against Izzy. Maybe not the first one. His most recent fight against Izzy. He does very well when we're at range and we're picking each other apart. That's when he does very, very well. When you have DDP 2.0 walking you down, throwing a teep when you're already like circling off and it completely misses, and then he like throws a wheel kick or some shit. He's not gonna do that, but you know what I mean? Like just really like retarded shit that shouldn't work. Whittaker doesn't really do well. Like when Hamzat dives across the octagon when he shouldn't be diving across the octagon, it shouldn't land, but it does. You know, like Whittaker doesn't do well with that. Even when Whittaker did fight DDP, it's like he didn't really have any success because we weren't going tit for tat. DDP was like falling at his ankles, and Whittaker didn't really know what to do. So there's that. I think that Reinier de Ridder, he's huge for the division. He's going to be able to use teeps and body kicks to press Whittaker up against the side of the octagon and get forward momentum and work in takedowns that way. And once we do get to the ground, a problem that Whittaker has is he gives his back every time. Every time. I mean, guys will go to pass guard on him rather than trying to not let them pass his guard. He's like, oh, they're trying to pass. Here's my back. He'll just turn. He's like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm turning. Reinier de Ridder's best submission is his rear naked choke. I mean, arguably, right? Am I wrong? He has a really good arm triangle, too. He got that against GM3. I don't like the fact that Whittaker's going to be... He is going to give his back. He's going to give his back at some point. And as far as the striking goes, like, bro, Whittaker only does good, at least recently. Obviously, he has had brawls in the past where he beats Yoel Romero and it was a war and all that. I don't trust Reinier de Ridder being retarded and it not working, because every time that Whittaker has fought someone who's being a fucking retard, he doesn't do well. And I don't like that he gives his back, man. He always gives his back, which sucks, dude. I love Bobby Knuckles, bro. Reinier de Ridder, I have him by 3rd round submission, and it could happen early too. Could happen in the 1st or 2nd round, just by if he gets a takedown and he goes to pass his guard, Bobby's going to give his back and it's not going to go well for him. So I'm taking Reinier de Ridder. I got 3rd round submission. Really, really, really good card. I'm stoked for this. I'm watching the whole thing through. There's not really a bad fight on this card. Is there a bad fight? I guess Stephen Wynn, Muhammad Yahya, that fight kind of blows. But anyways, great card. More shit coming out all the time for you. Per usual, if you are new, like and subscribe. I will see you guys around. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.